Coach, you can have a seat. We got you. Live from Spars at the station for Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here with Casey Gisclair. For the next hour and a half to 2 hours, we'll be here talking about Tarpon Athletics here, right here on KLEB. If you're in the area, stop by, come get a meal, and talk Tarpon Athletics with us. First guest this evening, Coach Nessie Pierce, the head football coach, La Rose Cutoff Middle School. Coach, thanks for joining this evening. How we doing?
Doing well. How about you guys?
We're doing great, Coach. Listen, y'all ended y'all season last week. It was, I guess if you look from start to finish, the way you guys improved, it has to, the record may not be where you wanted it, but success-wise on the field, your kids improving has to leave you satisfied.
Definitely. That's definitely not the season we were hoping and praying for. But, yes, we ended up on a very good positive note, being aggressive. Getting after each other with Golden Meta. Our kids played well, but not well enough. But you're right. There's a difference between when we started the season to where we ended the season. So we were excited about that, but yet kind of perplexed about that not being able to do that maybe toward the end of the season.
And Coach, talk about the football IQ your team has, that it's 6th, 7th graders and 8th graders that doing all these shifts before, and then honestly, Junior, you had zero problems with it.
Yeah.
Never got really delayed games. They knew exactly where they were going. That's pretty impressive for at a young age to understand football the way they do.
Yeah, I agree with you. We have some good kids, intelligent kids. We coach just like anything else, just we keep working at it, reps and reps. In June, you wouldn't have said what you said now because there was a lot of confusion. But we separate things as far as responsibility. Each back has their different code words for their motions, their code words for their positions. And so that's implemented in the play calling so they know exactly which word refers to them. So we try to discipline them to focus on the words that were meant for them and not to block kind of everything else out. And eventually things just caught on, Coach. I'd say it probably in the end of July, beginning of August, I felt very good about our execution and what we were doing as far as shifting in our motions.
And let's talk about the game, the last game against Golden Medal. I mean, y'all were probably coming into that game as, I would say, heavy underdogs because a lot of people in the community were saying, Golden Medal is going to steamroll them and all this. But you guys hung tough, and y'all played a pretty darn good game.
Well, first of all, Golden Medal, congratulations to them. They had a very good football team this year. Coach Derek does a tremendous job with his staff in preparing their kids. They've executed well during the course of the year. I had a chance to see these guys play. And, yes, during the week of practice, we focused basically to try and penetrate into stop play zones before his momentum was going. And I told you earlier, but prior to this event here, that our goal was to try and get somebody else to beat us and not Carter. And he's just a great athlete. He's a great back. But the Gidry kid did a fantastic job But yes, our kids really were up for this game, and they played aggressively in the trenches. And I was very pleased as far as the way we got to the football. We got into groups tackling, which we hadn't done all year. That's the thing about that was kind of missing at the beginning of the season, Coach. But we showed it against Golden Meadow. So it was a very good, hard-fought game. Coach, you realize that we controlled the entire third quarter and a few minutes of the fourth quarter. But the drive that counted was that one that they just meticulously went down the field with plays also with Guidry.
And Coach, we were talking about that in the broadcast where y'all tied a game. If y'all convert the 2-point play, I think it could change the game a little bit because Golden Meadow more than likely would have kind of panicked a little bit, being that they were losing in the fourth quarter.
It could have been a momentum changer. I agree with you. Yes, it would. But they did a great job of stopping us. We was hoping we'd get a quick play with Fonseca. He's quick. He's fast. He's tough. He's aggressive. So we took a chance again on trying to hit that dive real quick, but they made a great play on him. You know, they were very tough. I thought their tackling was very good because Fonseca's a really tough kid. And listen, sometimes they stopped him in his tracks, which I was a little surprised, but they were aggressive and strong.
Coach, you guys had some injury issues throughout the course of the season, but you got some of those pieces back towards the back end of the season. How good was it to see that some of those pieces that were not there were able to finish the season strong and were able to get back with you guys?
Well, I think that's Casey. That's something why I think we was able to compete against Golden Meadow was because of those pieces that we got back. They were a little healthy and stronger. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this as far as the injuries and the illnesses that kids had to miss games. So we were playing 6th graders and 7th graders in some of these games, like we mentioned earlier about Racing and Lockport. So that was a little scary. At the same time, you was hoping and praying that these kids wouldn't get hurt, but they hung tough. But, yeah, it made a tremendous difference getting these kids back. You know, we had concussions, broken arms, high ankle sprains with knee injury on the same leg. It was just craziness, and the COVID, those type of things like that. So it was a season that was a mixed bag, so to speak.
And that was my next question. In your coaching career, this has to be the most injuries you've seen in a season.
I would think so, Coach. I was literally wondering what the heck is going on, It was like every week he was kind of scared about a kid getting hurt or getting injured, and it was like, well, I guess this is expected. We're going to have an injury because, again, the concussions was almost like one. We had a kid that had a concussion against the Racing game. Come the Lockport game, another key player had a concussion. So it was like, well, what's next, And
it's easier said, next man up. It's middle school kids.
That's tough, man.
I mean, when you're going from an 8th grader, you have to put a 6th grader in. That's a big difference.
Yeah, it is. But listen, I'm going to tell you what. Our 6th graders hung tough this year. We had an opportunity. I spoke to you, I think, early in the year. We had an opportunity to focus a coach on the 6th graders to try and teach them the fundamentals. And we've noticed tremendous difference as far as when their tackling skills from the beginning to their tackling skills and their aggressiveness toward the end of the season. So we're hoping that will pay off for next year. These guys coming up that might have to play a 6th grader. You don't want to play a 7th grader. Hopefully we have enough 8th graders that are mature enough to be able to play. But darn well you're probably going to have to play some 7th graders. So I think doing what we did hopefully will help out that situation in accomplishing what we want to do as far as being aggressive.
Coach, let me ask you this. We've talked to a lot of the middle school coaches around the parish, and one of the hot-button topics is a playoff, and should there be a playoff? We've never asked you before. Is that something you would support in Lafourche Parish Middle School athletics?
I definitely would support it if it's done well, done correctly, and it's supported by our principal and the principals within the parish. Most definitely, if it's coordinated and done well with the input of the coaches, our athletic directors within the parish, most definitely. I think it would be exciting and fun for the community and for the kids.
And that you brought up a good point, a key point, involve the coaches. Don't leave it up to the principals to come up with a format because some of them may not know.
I agree. And listen, I know principals have to take that responsibility. There's no doubt about it. The buck stops with them, so to speak. But, I would hope that they would definitely get information with their coaches on how this should be done and to be able to communicate with their coaches and say, well, should we agree to this, not agree to that? Should we make these recommendations or not? So.
Let me ask you this, Coach. Coach Derek Brunet told us last time we were here, he said, in his mind, he's always thinking of the future. You know, hey, what do we have coming back? Where, you know, some areas we're going to have to plug in place and get some new starters. Have you kind of in your head started to think a little bit about that in terms of where you guys are going to maybe have a little more experience, where you're maybe going to have some new starters? Have you gone through that in your mind a little bit?
The night after the game.
He said the exact same thing Derek did.
The night after the game, you know, you're thinking about, well, how are we going to piece this together? And how are we going to do things for next year? Who can help us? Who will hopefully grow a little bit more? Oh, we're not going to have as much speed as we've had in the past, so how are we going to do things? You know, I've already started penciling plays and doing different things, hopefully a little different and hopefully a little easier and a little better. So, yes, Casey, it's as a coach, if you have that desire and that want to do better, that's when you're going to start thinking, like Derek said, right after the game.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Coach, a playoff is something that could be done, hopefully, next year. Who actually meets? The principals meet once a year to maybe for like the coaches to bring that up to them?
Well, I'll give you a situation where I met with the assistant principals and the athletic director last year to come up with where I saw in the bylaws that one place they had where you could wear helmets, another place where you couldn't wear helmets. So I brought that up to our staff saying, you know, which is it? What will they allow? You know, and I said, I hope they let us wear helmets because conditioning is better. If you got the helmets on, it's going to be helping you. So they brought that to this meeting. So there was no, as far as I understand, it's just athletic directors and principals that go to these meetings and make these suggestions. Where, as you said and we mentioned earlier, I would hope that they would include their football coaches with that, knowing the system, knowing what happens and all this good stuff, and maybe making some good positive suggestions for that.
Coach, how much fun are you having at the middle school level? I know when you first took over, you said, man, I'm having a blast. It's more teaching. It's more teaching the fundamentals. And you could see it whenever you guys are playing, that fire still burns bright, and you're having a blast out there, aren't you?
God definitely does have a sense of humor. And I say that respectfully because I never thought in a million years that I would be back into coaching, especially in middle school. I was a little hesitant about even being an assistant coach, but I really enjoyed it. Coach Polkey was tremendous to work for. It was a blessing to work with him. And listen, it would be hard to give up because of the relationships you build with these young men. And again, it's more than just playing X's and O's and playing on the field. We try to teach them responsibilities and be hopefully good young men within the community, within their own families when they're going to get to that point in time. So there's a lot of things that we talk and we do besides just X's and O's. So it's been a rewarding, Casey. It would be tough to walk away. But listen, I would respect Ms. Bro saying tomorrow, listen, I found a coach that's going to be within the school system, that's going to be there constantly, that can recruit with the kids and that will be there for the kids within the school system, and I can respect that. But as long as she has me, I could see myself doing this for a little while.
Let me ask you that along those same lines. Is it a little different? Obviously, when you were the head coach at South Lafourche, you were there all day. You were seeing the kids. To not be seeing them all day long, how's that a little different?
It is different because I get communication from the school system as far as the behavior of the kids, so I have to deal with that when they get to the field house, where you'd be in the school system. You could deal with that right then and there. You could make those adjustments, or you could actually pull a kid aside and say, hey, what's going on? Or catch these things early on before it gets into a problem in the classroom or on recess or lunch or whatever. So, we'd have to be able to communicate that with the kids, Yeah.
Coach, I'm going to ask you this. I know we kind of talked about this before. The issue of a trainer on the middle school level. Now, I know I'm asking a coach that when he coached the high school, you didn't have a trainer. You had Curtis Gisclair that did a tremendous job. Yeah. But do you, after going through middle school a couple of years, do you see a need for a full-time trainer with the middle schools?
It would definitely be appreciated because, listen, I could just do so much and I know so much. That's the scary part if you got to deal with a serious injury. And listen, we're very fortunate here at South Lafourche High School that when we play at South Lafourche High School, we have an ambulance service. We have not had that same blessing when we have been to other stadiums. Wow. So if you have a serious neck injury or something like that, we can just do so much and take care of that situation where maybe we're waiting on personnel from the EMTs and all that good stuff. Yeah, a trainer would be an awesome thing. Anyway, we could borrow the trainers to be there or whatever, maybe compensate them to be there on game night or whatever, just come up with a system. But, we're trained in CPR and first aid and all that good stuff. But again,
to an extent.
You have a trainer, that's extensively what they do, and they understand what the consequences are and how to move a kid and things like that. So it's a little scary dealing with that, yes.
Let me ask you this. Do you have any sort of idea in terms of like, hey, the 5th grade class coming up has some good, like, do you build those relationships before they get to you at LCO? For instance, I was talking to a buddy at EDY who's telling me, hey, my 7th grade group is awesome. The 8th grade team next year is going to be awesome. Do you have any sort of idea of what is the next generation of Bulldogs? Like, do you go out and watch Bantam or anything like that?
I'll be honest with you, I have not watched Bantam. But the only time I had made contact with any of the upcoming 5th graders to be 6th graders is LCO has this, and I'm sure Golden Meadow does too, where these kids come in to the schools to be able to visit and do their scheduling and all the good stuff and do their walkthrough, their orientation, I guess it would be called, Coach. And that's when we get a chance to talk to them about coming out for sports and telling them about our program.
Good deal.
Coach, we appreciate the time. And if a playoff would happen, it would be awesome to see, because with you and your coaching staff, I guarantee there's some teams that I don't want to play LCO in the playoffs, even with the record y'all had, because they know that your team's going to be prepared and you're going to have a good plan against them. And that would just add to the excitement of even more. Yeah,
I think you know that as well as I do. Anything can happen in a playoff situation.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been to some teams when I was in high school, like the West Jeffersons and things like that. We were not supposed to be even in the game, and we end up winning. So you never know what happens in the playoffs. And I would agree with that, Brian, most definitely. It could be exciting and fun and jumble things up altogether.
And the bottom line, schools will make money.
Yeah.
And the kids would enjoy it. Yeah.
I think so, yes. Appreciate what you guys are doing, guys.
Thanks so much for the time. We're going to take a break. When we get back from the break, we're going to have Golden Meadow Middle School coach, Coach Derek Brunet, at the table with us. We want to thank Spars at the station, Peak Performance, Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber, and Maxed Outdoors, part of our team here on Inside Tarpon Athletics. We're back in 2 minutes right here on KLEB. Here to Spars at the station. Coach Brian Callais here with Casey Gisclair, talking some Tarpon Athletics to about 7:45, 8 o'clock or so. We're going to be here. Come by, stop by, come have a great meal and great service here at Spars at the station. Next, coming to the table is Coach Derek Brunet, head football coach, Golden Meadow Middle School. Coach, thanks for joining us. How we doing?
I'm doing well this evening, guys. How are y'all?
Doing good. Look, let's talk about the last game, big game against LCO. You guys came out with a first play on a counter play that Guidry took to the house wide open, and y'all kind of just went through the rest of the game and took a lead in that fourth quarter. After y'all responded well, after LCO scores, y'all responded well and had a long drive to go ahead and put the game out of reach.
Yes, sir. And before we go any further with this interview, I'd like to, just shout out that LCO football teams. They played hard. Talking with Coach Nessie just now, and then right after the game, I told him, y'all had a good game plan. Y'all played us tough. Y'all made us earn it. It wasn't easy at all. So they had those guys ready to play. They came up, and they were ready for the moment. So it was a really good game. It was good to see, a good battle between two rivals that have been going at it for a long time. So shout out to him and his players and their coaching staff for sure. But
talk about. They had a game plan to stop quarter play zones. Did y'all kind of prepare for that, knowing that they were going to try and take play zones away and that someone else would have to step up?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I mean, if I'm coaching against Golden Meadow, that's what I'm taking away. I'm taking away number 33 every chance I can, if you can. Because, the guy's just phenomenal. Such a hard runner that has speed. He'll run through you. He'll run around you. So, definitely, if I was on the other side of it, that would have been my game plan, and I had a good idea that's what LaRose was going to try to do. So that's what went into that first play call that you were talking about when you first posed your question to me, Coach. And it was a check with me. It's like I told Casey and Damien on their show the day after the game. It was a check with me. We had the reverse called, but if LCO's defensive line didn't shift over to our overload, it was going to be a kill the play, and we're just going to run the regular lead, no reverse, get what we can, and regroup from there. But when we saw that line shift, every coach on the headset goes, "Coach, they shifted. Coach, they shifted." Coach Eastman's in the box. He says, "Geronimo." There's a call for it. So, and we went with it. And let me tell you, Hayden Guidry made a heck of a cut on that play, because you guys all know a reverse designed to go way outside, and Rose's people were right there. So if he wouldn't have had the vision to make that cut on the angle that he made the cut too, that was able to get him clear into the wide open, where LaRose's defenders just couldn't have the angle on him and the speed he had. What a tremendous play. And I can't say enough about that young man. It was Coach Nessie and I just talked. He said our game plan was to take Carter away, make somebody else beat us, and said, well, we were banking on Hayden Guidry stepping up to the plate, and he did. And he had a great all-around game, but offensively he really shined. He had two really long touchdowns for us, 65-yarder to start the game, and then our second touchdown, I believe it was 25 or so yards on that crossbuck play. But I was just telling Coach Nessie, too, is that I don't think a lot of teams gave Guidry enough credit for his running ability, especially in between the tackles. The guy's got speed. We all know that. That really got showcased in the game against Bayou Blue when he hawked down that guy, scored and ran him down 50-some yards. But, before the game, I had a really good feeling. And I told Hayden Guidry, I said, look, man, I think you're going to have your best game of the season tonight. Go out there and take it. It's yours for the taking. I'm telling you right now, to key it in on 33, it's your night to shine.
Now, let's go to your pregame speech. We up in the press box, Truck was up there filming, and he made a comment and said, boy, look at Derek.
It was fired up.
You were nodding your head, your hair was flying all over. Well, just take us to that moment, not word for word, but pretty much what you were telling you guys.
Just that, guys, it's our time, man. Enough of being little brother. It's time for us to step up, take the bull by the horns, and go win it. I said, it's not going to be easy. I said, those guys aren't going to give it to you, even though they're not having the year that they expected. Heck, we're not really having the year that we kind of expected either, but you know what? We're playing for pride now, and it's our time. I just kept saying it is our time. And they bought into it, and they were ready to go. They were pretty jacked up after my speech. Had Carter Wayne speak to the team, and Ryder Ducey talked to them too. Ryder was our emotional leader throughout the season. Carter Wayne's more of a just follow me and let's do as I do, and Ryder was more of our rah-rah emotional leader. Is
that something that they approached you that wanted to address the team, or that you just wanted them to address the team?
Actually, it's something I started on the Thursday practice before the the LCO game. I talked to the coaching staff, I mean, really on a whim. I said, you know what, guys, post-practice, let's let the 8th graders, the 3-year guys, talk to the team because they've been through the ups, they've been through the downs, and you know what, let them talk to the team about what this game means to them because they know our message. Our message is going to go, hey, let's go compete, let's go fight, let's go and get it done. And I think it was big for those kids to not only hear it from the coaches, but to hear it from the guys, like I said, who've been there since they were 6th graders. I mean, the 8th graders of this year were 6th graders when I took over as head coach. So they've been with me all 3 years, and they've been through the tough losses. I mean, my first year as head coach, we completely scrapped our offense and went to Mike Leach air raid in 2 days because we just knew our regular offense wasn't going to work. We knew Coach Nessie was going to shut that down. So let's give them something that they'd never seen before. And you know what? A few things bounce our way in that game. It would have been totally different. I'm not going to say we're going to win that game because LaRose had a heck of a team that year, but we could have made some noise. And then last year, I mean, really tight game. It's tied up 6-6 right before halftime, and Lake and Phil and this just makes that cutback on a play that's just burned in my memory. It's something I'm never going to forget. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to recover from that last year. So that was a heartbreaker because I thought we had the team to compete last year, and just it didn't happen. And this year, from the summer, I knew that we had a chance to be a pretty special unit, a team that could go and compete and go have a good battle with LaRose. And those guys bought in, put in the work, and went out and did it. So I can't speak enough about the effort that those guys gave us on last Tuesday. And you know what? The game plan didn't really go as anticipated. I mean, we score right away, we force a punt, and then we get the ball, and they force us to punt, and we're kind of like, well, we didn't expect that. But in a rivalry game, you throw out records, you throw out everything because you know this, Coach, anything can happen. You coached that Golden Medal LCO game many, many times. Anything can happen. And the resilience that that team had, I mean, we get the ball back. We almost score right before halftime, miss the tight end. Open in the corner, that would have been a big game a big play to change the course of the game. So 6-0 at halftime, and then they get the ball, bleed the whole third quarter. As an offensive play caller, let me tell you, that is a dream. I know that's what Coach Nasty likes to do, just like I do. We want to control the clock, but doggone, when you're on the other side of it, it's painful. Like, my God, my goodness, and each time we thought we were going to get a stop because we had them in 3rd and long situations. We had them on 4th down situation that drive, but just something would go wrong for us, and the drive extends, and they keep driving. They keep getting 3 or 4 yards of play. They keep getting down. A couple fouls on us helped them get into field position, better position, and things like that, and they scored. And when we stubbed that 2-point conversion, and those boys came to the sideline, and the look in their eyes, they didn't say a word. Just the look in their eyes. I knew we weren't flinching. And Carter W. said, give him the rock. Coach E in the press box, feed our horse, Coach. Give it to him. And we did. We ran our double dive that we love to do. We like to fake the fullback dive, then give it to Carter. And the next hole over with Hayden Guidry lead blocking. And we did that a few times. And then we ran. It's probably my favorite play to call in this wishbone offense that we ran was our crossbuck where we faked the lead to Carter going to the right and give it backside on a counter to the left. And it was just beautiful. You saw that defensive line pinching. I told Coach Scott Chauvin, I said, it's time for crossbuck, and it hit, and Guidry made a good run. And then we ran our 2-point play, and Carter W. said, Coach, I want the same exact play that we missed on the first one. Because he was not happy the first one. He said, Coach, I had a hole and I just didn't get in. He said, that's on me. He said, I'm not letting you down, and he didn't. Then our defense hung tough. We forced them to punt, which I was surprised they did. But then we got the ball and was able to bleed the clock. So a great game, just a hard-fought game. And that's what you want out of a rivalry game for sure.
Dude, how many times have you watched the game back? Like, you just recited every single play of the game.
I've watched that film extensively, like I do for every game. But we watched it a good bit. And actually, on the Thursday, we turned in equipment and everything. We gave out a few pointers, even to the guys that are even like, look, man, we left it kind of meat on the bone here. And, just talk to our 6th and 7th grade guys that are returning. We're losing 15 8th graders, so we're going to have 23 guys coming back That's big, you know. So we're going to have a lot of young guys coming back, and we're excited about our future. So,
well, what is the next step toward the future? I know in high school you might give them a week off and they come back during school, at least they may have a weightlifting period. Middle school, I don't believe y'all have that. So what is the next step as far as football goes for the Lions?
well, as far as football goes, I mean, the next step doesn't come until in May almost, where we start doing our sign-ups, and then we go, Coach Desi Sanders and I, our athletic director, we go to the elementary schools, Golden Meadow, Lower, and then Galliano, and we go speak to the kids and talk to them about joining our football programs and our volleyball programs, our fall sports, and, you know, kind of go ahead and put faces to names that we're going to see on those papers and everything, and I think that's been beneficial. Past couple of years, our numbers have gone up since we started going to do those visits, so I think that's really helped out, and just let them know about our summer program and when we start and just get it rolling. So that's going to be the next steps.
Coach, your quarterback was an 8th grader, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the little guy that was playing backup, the D-Don't kid, not an 8th grader, correct?
Correct. Sixth grader.
6th grader, all right. I saw him play a little bit here and there. There was a game where the Davis kid got nicked a little bit, and then sometimes in lopsided games. The D-Don't kid looks tough as nails. Tell me about him and what some things y'all going to try to do between now and the beginning of next season to get him ready.
Mason D-Don't is an outstanding young man, very bright, a sponge. You tell him something, man, it sticks. You don't have to tell him twice. Very tough, and just a student of the game, too. He's very much like Jacob Davis, wants to know about football, wants answers to questions. It asks me all kinds of stuff, and we knew during the season if there was any time that Davis had to come out the game that we were in great hands with Mason D-Don. Just an outstanding young man, and we are looking forward to him leading our offense for the next 2 years because
that's awesome.
He's got a great head on his shoulders, tremendous young man, and we're excited for the future. The one thing we spoke to him about actually today, I said, I'd like you to work on your speed and agility. You got to get a little bit quicker, and he will. You know, he's young. He's growing into his body still maturing and everything. And he's a very good baseball player as well. So he has that background. And I understand he plays baseball and basketball and everything. So he's a well-rounded athlete. So we're excited to have him lead our team for the next 2 years. And he is tough. I'll tell you what, our first padded practice, man, he was playing some scout defense at safety, and he comes flying down making a hit, and you're like, oh, man, you know. And he just pops right back up. And,
there was one of the games he was playing, and he got crushed. I'm like, oh, this ain't going to be good. Just right back up like a weed. Like, oh, man, okay, this gets tough as nails.
Yeah, and we like his throwing ability, too. I mean, most offenses, I mean, in football, most of the time your quarterbacks are right-hander because, I mean, that's just predominantly what people are. Well, he's left-handed, so it kind of had to change my way of thinking on offense, setting up passing plays and making sure we kind of setting up, especially as a 6th grader. He's not quite there yet, throwing to the right and stuff, you know, and just mixing things up. So it provided me a challenge too with putting him in on offense and setting things up for him. But as the season progressed, he just got better and better, and we made a conscious effort to try to give him as many practice reps as we could, and then also not just him, but a lot of our 6th and 7th graders. Anytime we could give them reps in a game, we tried to because, I mean, those reps are invaluable. Yeah, in practice it's one thing, but when you're going against another team and you are actually in between those white lines, not just on the practice field where you know it's your buddy, he's probably not going to come flying down and try to hit you. When you're playing against another team that wants to knock your head off and they play in 100 miles an hour, it speeds up the game, so you have to be that much faster too.
So you're going to get you guys in May or June, whatever. Is that when you kind of evaluate the talent you have, and that's when you're going to learn and say, well, maybe we can change our offense and work in the summer of changing it to fit your talent?
Well, absolutely. Yes, sir, Coach, you're right. But actually, that started right after the game. I'll be honest with you, in the parking lot with Coach Dan Austin, and Coach Scott Chauvin. We started looking at our roster, crossed out the A-grade names. Okay, here's these people coming back. Do they fit what we did this year? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they don't, what are we going to move to next year? What changes can we make to our offense next year? Are going to better fit the personnel we had? Because, you know, it's always nice to have a base offense that you run for years and years and years. But honestly, at the middle school level, it's almost unrealistic because you just have different talent each year and you need to figure out what best fits the kids that you have. You don't want to fit a square peg into a round hole because, I mean, it's just it's counterproductive. It's not going to do anybody any good, and it's not going to put the kids in the best position to succeed because at the end of the day, it's about them. It's not about me as a coach and about offense and this and that. It's about what fits them the best and gives them the best chance to succeed as individuals and, more importantly, as a team. So we definitely started that process, that night in the parking lot. But definitely when we start to really see the kids, when we start in the summer and start doing kind of drills and things like that, it's going to give us a much clearer picture of not only what we have for this year, but what we have in the next 2 years with the sixth graders upcoming.
Derek, I want to ask you about a young man on your team. I believe he's an eighth grader, Maddox Vegas. It's a little hard in middle school to shine as a wide receiver, but his teams don't throw the ball a whole lot. But he's a kid that I think at the next level, South Lafourche, he's going to be a slot. He's going to be a guy almost like a Landon Jarvis that could touch the ball out. He's always around the ball for you guys, maybe even a two-way player. He's a guy that I think translates very well into what BJ's offense is going to be, and I think he's going to have a great high school career.
Yeah, absolutely. Maddox Vegas is just tough as nails, very hard-nosed player, and he actually played a lot of fullback for us in that wishbone set because he's an excellent lead blocker.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, my goodness. When we started putting that in and we saw him and doing that stuff, we're like, man, this guy's got some.
Not scared.
Not scared at all. He didn't get a whole lot of carries, but when he did, he was pretty effective. But he was an excellent lead blocker. And like you said, in some formations, he would go out and play wide receiver. We put him out wide. We put him in the slot. Pretty much he was just a kid that anything you asked him to do, he's going to do it. And he was going to do it 100 miles an hour. He knows one speed. That's it. No, he knows one speed. And actually sometimes on offense that did cause a few issues where we had to tell him, look, man, you need to kind of slow down a little bit so you could get to that area that you need to block, because if you don't block this spot or this person, we have no chance to succeed. So we definitely had some times where we had to sit him down, kind of slow him down a little bit as best we could, because, I mean, you know the boy. He's 100 miles an hour.
Yes, he is.
But he's all heart, tough as nails, going to give you everything he has, and an excellent player on defense. That boy is not afraid of contact, and he loves going hit. So I think Coach BJ is getting an excellent player, an excellent two-way player, a guy that's just going to run through a brick wall for you. He will do, anything you ask, he'll go above and beyond for you. I can't speak enough about the kind of guy that Maddox Vegas is. He's just a great guy.
Talk about another defensive player, Gilbo. And overall, Coach, your open field tackling throughout the season was outstanding.
It was absolutely outstanding, and it comes from mindset. I think particularly my first 2 years as the head coach, I didn't find our defense did a very, very good job of tackling, especially in the open field. Like we gave up a lot of big plays those first 2 years. But, again, you get these guys in that are 3-year players. They've seen it all. They've seen what works. They've seen what doesn't work. And so they were able kind of to, set the tone for our defense and our younger guys, because now they see what's going on. And Wyatt Gilbo was a huge part of that. A guy that had never played football, but it's like I told you guys, he rides bulls, man. He ain't scared of nothing. So, you think some guys in pads are gonna scare him? No chance at all. And like I told y'all too, that first padded practice, tackles Carter Wayne by the ankles by himself. That guy's got to start, because I'm sorry, you could tackle one of the best runners in this parish by yourself. You deserve a spot. So he definitely gave our defense a spark and definitely saved our butt quite a few times making open field tackles, but not just him. On the other side playing cornerback, we had Kale Vega that came in, and he was a good open field tackler. Parrish
made a huge tackle Tuesday.
Huge tackle. Yeah. I told him, I said, buddy, the ball's coming your way. It's on you. Yeah. And, boy, he wrapped up, did it. Excellent job. So you can't speak enough about that. Chevy Hernandez did a pretty fantastic job coming in, spot duty, open field tackling. And let's not forget what guy we just talked about, Maddox Vegas, at safety. He was an eraser too. So when teams did get outside and everything like that, our cornerbacks were able to do a good job, and our safety too of cleaning things up and making sure we didn't give up big plays.
Well, Coach, you got something else?
Are my Cowboys going to win tonight?
I hope they do. Come on.
Hey, look at there we go.
Well, you playing against a team. Come on. Arizona's offense, I really don't know what they're doing. No Kyler Murray definitely hurts, but even with Kyler Murray in, I don't know what their identity is. I don't know. You got Trey McBride, a stud tight end. You have Marvin Harrison Jr., who, is he playing tonight?
Not playing. Questionable.
Questionable. two good pass catchers. But, I mean, I don't see them really feeding Marvin Harrison a lot. I mean, Trey McBride gets a lot, but, I mean, you need somebody else to help take the top off of a defense, especially at that level. You know, so I really don't know what they're doing. I mean, now here again, Dallas's defense can't stop a nosebleed. So, I mean, we may have an unanticipated Monday night shootout between Dak Prescott and Puff Bed Jacoby Brissett.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I mean, we may have a shootout here. So, I mean, look, I think the deck's a little bit stacked against the Cardinals, but, I mean, we saw how bad Dallas's defense is. So, you know what, you better hope your boy Dak could
I hope
put
so.
together some touchdowns.
I hate to interrupt you two guys talking with that's enough Cowboy talk for
the
a long
rest
time.
of the season.
But Coach, thank you so much for joining us, not just tonight, but throughout your entire season. We really do appreciate you coming and stopping by, and congratulations on the season.
Yep. Good job,
and
man.
on a big win Tuesday night, and we'll be back next year.
Sounds good. I appreciate y'all time so much, guys. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for everything y'all did throughout the season covering us. I appreciate y'all.
You the man.
All right, that's Coach Derek Brunet, the head football coach, Golden Meadow Middle School. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we get back, we're going to talk some Lady Tarpon playoff volleyball team.
Yeah, buddy.
Right here on KLEB.
Oh, I wanted to tell you. Chandler said
And welcome back here to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Going to thank a few of our sponsors: Lafourche Parish School Board member, District 7, Mr. Henry Lafont, Performance Automotive, Mrs. Brandy's Doggy Daycare, and Galliana Fresh Market. Just part of our team here on Inside Tarpon Athletics. Next we have at the table Coach Jamie Shermy, head coach Lady Volleyball. Coach, how we doing?
Doing good tonight.
Listen, brackets came out this morning. Pretty sure you got to be thrilled with the top 4 seed.
Absolutely. We had kind of a nice surprise this weekend after some results came in, and once I did the math before it came out, I kind of had this little hunch that we were going to move up to 4.
And talk about how important that number 4 seed is.
It's important in the second round, especially because you're not drawing an 8 or 9 seed like we did last year. And even once you get to Lafayette, the 4 plays 5, so it might get you one step farther once you get there to live another day and keep fighting for it.
And Coach, we talked about this all through the season, every time here on Inside Tarpon Athletics, where early in the season your team was competing to get that victory. Well, the last couple of weeks of the season,
they're winning the
y'all
ball
play
now.
in these 5-game set, and y'all. Your team's coming across with a victory. Just talk about how important it is to have that momentum into a 5-game set carrying your team into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it gives them a lot of confidence. They're learning how to close out matches, take the right shots at the end, and just being smarter, which was always our goal. Being smarter when it's crucial in matches. We're serving tougher. And again, it's just a confidence booster for the girls to beat like CE Bird. I mean, when we saw them, these are some huge girls from Shreveport, Division I, and they're ranked 4. And then for us to go and take them injured after losing the first set and coming back and winning the next 2 sets, that was just a major turning point and for the girls, for their confidence to be able to come out with a win. And then Kinder Discovery, they've been where we want to be. They've been in Lafayette. And we went in there saying, let's go out there and let's fight with them. Let's take them and let's secure our spots where we belong.
Game Thursday, 6 o'clock. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
In the tank.
Yes, sir. Morgan City will be visiting.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned playing on the back end of the season not at 100%. Is there a chance that the Big Thumper will be back on Thursday?
There is a chance that she will be back before the end of the season.
There you go.
Possibly next week. We got some preliminary results, not confirmed yet, but maybe with some PT we might get a clearance for her.
I would love to hear it.
Yeah.
Coach, you're in the playoffs. You got the 4 seed. How has you had practice today? How is the practice? Will it change a little, knowing y'all got a big game on Thursday, or it's still the same type of practice you had early in the year?
Changed a little bit. Some of the things I noticed we were kind of getting a little just lacking fundamentals, like our blocking. I found we weren't pressing over the net. We were getting used a little bit, so we just worked on like hands on the block, like just some little things, quick feet on serve receive. So we went back to a lot of basic skills. Nothing super crazy with jumping or anything like that. We just kind of trying to fine-tune things right now. And also, one of the things we do is we're very versatile. So trying to figure out if we're going to run 1 versus 2 setters or maybe trying both. Because at this point, as coaches, it depends on who we play against, and it depends on who they have hitting at us, and that's how we're going to make our changes. We're just kind of advancing, getting smarter, trying different defenses depending on where the ball is going to go. So we're playing around with things as coaches and just getting the girls ready for anything that they might face. I
see Casey has a schedule put up. Y'all played Morgan City before, right?
Yes, we did. They are in a district.
And what was it? You can...
25-10, 25-13, 25-14. So the question I was going to ask is how you let the girls know you don't have a 3-0 lead coming into this. It's 0-0 again. How do you let them know, hey, the slate is blank and everything's 0-0 again?
Those are my first words to them today. Our season has started today. Our practices began today, and it's win or go home at this point. So, but again, everything they worked for it's time for them to prove it. They came in today all smiles, ready to work. The morale is really high right now. And I think that was something, now that they're older, we have a little more experienced team. They have some confidence, and they know what they need to do to get to the next step.
Now, first round's on Thursday. Second round is Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to have to play on Saturday. We're not going to try to interrupt football or anything on Friday, so Saturday is the deadline.
And it's kind of, a little disappointing where you play on a Thursday, then your second round game where you work so hard to have home court advantage that you got to play on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's definitely different. We're going to have to get the girls up and moving a little earlier than what the game time is. We're going to have to get them in the gym, get them warm, just so that they're physically ready to play. Because you kind of worry about them coming in cold or eating too much for breakfast and then coming in trying to play. So we'll definitely get them out there and just getting some light reps first thing as early as we can.
Coach, I know the end goal is to try to win the state championship like everybody else, but first outright district championship in school history. And I don't know if you did this math, but I just did it. You're the number 1 team in the state amongst public schools in Division II. So kudos to you on that.
Thank you.
That is unbelievable.
Thank you.
I mean, that's some unbelievable feathers in your team's cap.
Absolutely. We couldn't do it. I mean, it's all the girls. It's all the growth that they've made. Their friendships, the teammates, the hard work that they put in and day out, in season and off season. I mean, it's all come to the growth of the program, and we're starting to see it now.
Yep.
And it's got to put a smile on your face where just thinking back 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago where this program was, to see it now where a state championship is right there. That's remarkable.
Yeah, I get goosebumps every time I think about it. I try to imagine like what it'll feel like, win in the second round and get into Lafayette. And then once you're in Lafayette, imagine what it feels like to win once you're over there. I just want the girls to visualize it. As a player, I was able to play back in the Pontchartrain Center, but it was a little bit easier to get there. You didn't have to win 2 rounds. But, I know what it felt like as a player. And it's just that lasting memory 20 years later, and I still know what it feels like. And I just want that for them. I want them to know that experience.
Tell me a little bit about Morgan City's personnel. They have some big hitters. Like, what is it about their team that could give you guys some issues if you don't play well?
I just think we have to serve receive well. They have one girl that can kind of hit in 6 rotations. She can hit back row and front row. I think if we serve them tough and we're hitting at them, I think we're going to be fine. I think the girls are confident they'll be fine. There's nothing real big that stands out. I think it's on us. I think if we're moving around and we're doing the right thing, we're going to come out of there on top.
Again, Thursday night, admission.
$10.
$10 across the board?
Yes, sir.
So it's $10, 6 o'clock in the tank. You mentioned the excitement. What kind of crowd you think you're going to have?
I'm hoping we always have so much support from everybody at school. The kids, that come, we tried to make it on a night that we knew most of the student body could be there. Our faculty have been amazing. I've been getting fist bumps all day and, all kind of excitement. The friends, the families, my families come down the bayou to come watch them play. And just in general, I think we'll have a lot of people. And I think hopefully for round 2 it just grows so that way they can see the girls experience it.
Coach, in the playoffs, there's always the possibility of there being a surprise, a team somewhere in there that you haven't seen or that you'd have to go and scout. You just told me that in the other pods opposite you is the Willow School in South Terrebonne. You've played South Terrebonne and you've seen the Willow School. So assuming that you're blessed and fortunate enough to beat Morgan City, there won't be any surprises in the second round either. You already kind of have an idea of what you'd be up against on Saturday.
Right. With it being 2025, if you do enough research, you can usually find some video, some film from these schools. And, that's what I have of the Willow School. And then we're going to rewatch South Terrebonne, depending on who we play. We'll just watch film, watch their tendencies, and make our adjustments based on who we're playing.
Awesome.
So looking at the bracket, we can look ahead because we always do. In that third round would be the 5th seed. Potentially y'all can play Nakata Central.
Correct.
Then to get to before the finals, you're going to have to go through the number 1 seed, correct?
That is correct. And bring it on. We're going to go out there and we're going to fight. At that point, we have nothing to lose.
But that number 1 by St. Thomas More, I don't think is going to affect your girls at all because y'all played a tremendous amount of talent throughout the season. Correct.
And that's to prepare them, to face anybody in the playoffs. And I don't think it'll get to them mentally. It's with teenage girls, you just hope that they show up every day and that they play their game because you know what they're capable of and they can beat anybody.
Got anything?
Yeah, I'm counting something. 24-3 in your last 27 matches. That's incredible, Coach. That's absolutely incredible. Y'all been on such a prolonged roll. The vibe's got to be so high in the locker room right now. Like these ladies must feel like, hey, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. Like if we show up and we do what we do, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, they're having fun. They're trying new things. We're challenging them, and that's part of having fun. Changing things up and taking shots and putting some pressure on the other teams. Right now, we're working on putting pressure on them on serves. And, that might make us miss 1 or 2 more serves, but if we can put some pressure and get a few more aces out of it, we'll take it, especially when you start playing the St. Thomas Moors. You want to put some pressure on them. That way they're not swinging away at you right away.
And again, how many seniors?
4 seniors.
4 seniors. Seniors. They are still a young team.
I'm real heavy on juniors. We're at 11 juniors.
Now, let me ask you this. One thing I don't know that we've talked a whole lot about. Volleyball, one of the point guards of the team using a basketball term is the setter. You have a freshman who is spending a lot of time doing the setting, and she has done a tremendous job. Talk about that young lady and what she's meant to your team in just her 9th grade year.
Yeah, she's handled the pressure so well. Like, she's not a super emotional kid, but she handles it beautifully. She has almost 600 assists in her freshman year. That is incredible. And when Nyla went out, we ran her a 5-1 because we had every bit of confidence in the world that she could set in 6 rotations. And she went out there and she set in 6 rotations. The only time I changed it was when we played Kinder Discovery because with the height, you have to put up that block. And, we knew that going into it, if we played somebody with a really strong outside, we had to get somebody else up there to block.
Yeah.
So just as coaches, we're playing around with things, but she's been incredible, and she's so cool. She just handles it so well. She doesn't let any of the pressure get to her. And that's a big ask for a freshman to come in there and do everything that she's done.
Coach, thanks so much for the time, not only tonight, but the entire season, coming every other Monday night here, talking some Lady Tarpon volleyball. Congratulations on the playoff berth, but the job is not done. Hopefully we get you back here in 2 weeks and celebrating some good things here.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Coach Jamie Shermy, head volleyball coach, South Lafourche High School. Tremendous job, not only this year, but in the previous years, building a program. And not many seniors, a lot of juniors coming back. This team's going to be around for a while.
Number 4 team in the state in Division II, like we mentioned with Coach Jeremy, the number 1 public school team in the state of Louisiana Division II. Unbelievable, outright district championship, and their season is their second season. The playoffs just starting. This team has a great chance to get to Lafayette and make some noise while there.
I want to thank Almost Heaven Nutrition, Tiny Toes Prenatal Imaging, the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation, and Lafourche Parish Fire District number 3 being part of our team for Inside Tarpon Athletics all season long right here on KLEB. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we get back, we're going to talk some cross country with Coach Eric Zach and a few of his team members right here on KLEB.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Welcome back to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here. Casey Gisclair, we're talking Tarpon Athletics till 8 o'clock tonight. Next, we're going to have the cross-country team, Coach Eric Zach. Coach, how we doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Good. Doing great, man. Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about what's happening with cross-country. I know you had, is it a district meet or a regional meet, and a state meet that's coming up?
We have regionals this week, Thursday, at Highland Park in Baton Rouge.
How many team members qualify for that, or is it the entire
7.
team? So 7?
Yeah, our top 7 from district.
Scoring wise, is it the top 5 or all 7 score?
Top 5.
How does that work?
Top 5. So 7 run and the top 5 are scored.
You got some guys here with you today. Is that
Yeah.
They're going to be coming to the
Job
regionals?
is going to be running Thursday. Yeah.
Good deal.
What is your practice schedule like right now? Knowing they've been running since a lot of them for over years. I mean, but
Yeah.
now as far as high school wise, y'all been practicing pretty much
Since July.
since July, and the amount of miles that they run now heading to a regional, is that you
Now it's
cut
just
back on that?
Maintenance a little, and I mean, it's still intense workouts, but shorter.
Now your maintenance, how many miles they running at a practice?
Last week, y'all ran quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, there you go. Get in the mic.
Last week we probably ran around.
I was out last week. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
we had our national
Y'all
FFA
convention.
convention.
There you go.
Well, first of all, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Job Dufresne,
What's your classification? What grade you in?
sophomore.
Sophomore. Is this your first year running cross country?
No, this is my second year.
We'll talk about this past week of your practices. How's that been?
This past week it was more difficult practice, and we went hard all last week, so it was a lot. I think we had 2 speed days. We ran levies. The levy. I wasn't there for that practice. We did 4 miles. I think we did a good bit. I think in total it was probably around 6 to 8 miles, if I had to guess.
Wow.
When you in a cross country race, what is your strategy? Do you try and save some energy toward the back half of the race, or you just run it and see what happens?
I normally start off fast because the first 8 seconds of a race, it's pure adrenaline, so it's free energy. So you could run for them first 8 seconds, and then I settle into that pace, into my average 3 mile pace, which I think is around the low 7 to 6, and I try to save a little bit of the kick at the end. But I normally try to stay around an even pace from 6 to 7 minutes or something like that.
You see that adrenaline? That's when 8 seconds where I get my adrenaline all flowing, then I just stop after 8 seconds.
Hey, that's it, huh?
And I just can't run.
Look, is there some nervous energy, man? You're going into the big meet and trying to qualify for state, and we talked about this the last time. But a football team could have a bad game or two and still make the playoffs. For you guys, it comes down to this one regional meet is going to determine whether you make it to state. Is there a little bit of butterflies there?
Oh yeah, there's definitely some tension. Last year I didn't go to regionals or state. I was on JV all last year, so this would be my first year going. But there would definitely probably be some.
Yeah, sure.
Considering all the pressure that there is that comes with it.
Pass the mic down. I think y'all may have gotten confused. We're not talking football yet.
That's some big dudes. Yeah, some big dudes we got here, man.
Jeez.
Goodness.
Go ahead. You're not playing football?
No.
Yeah, I was about to say, if BJ Young watches this, that might change.
Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Talon Tran, I'm a senior.
How long have you been running cross country?
My first year.
First year? What got you out there your senior year?
Just wanted to try something new.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, but I made a switch to soccer right now. Haven't been to practice in a while.
So you're doing soccer and cross country?
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
How do you balance your time where you don't want to just leave cross country, but you also want to start soccer?
Right now, I'm going to 1 practice a week for cross country for the Nike meet. And then the rest of the days, I'll go to soccer.
And look, with those two sports, I feel like there's probably some crossover. Soccer, you're running a ton, so there's probably some carryover with both, right?
Cross country's giving me right for soccer, helping me build up my stamina for a soccer season, be able to last longer in games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
During the course of a practice, how much you running? How many miles you might run?
Like 3.
Dang, that's a
Go
lot.
ahead, let's pass down. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Angel Chubb, and I'm a senior. I also do cross country and soccer, but I do go to cross country also once a week. it is a good cross country is a good sport for soccer if you're in it. Good to keep you fit, but I don't know. I feel like personally it kind of slows me down a little bit because soccer is like a lot of running, but it's also a lot of sprinting. And
I see.
Cross country is just like jogging.
That makes sense.
Something simple, yeah.
That makes sense.
So can you turn the switch on knowing that when you go to soccer, you know it's going to be a different type of running than from a cross country?
I try to condition myself, especially at the gym, to do both at the same time. So especially near the beginning of the year, I would do cross country and soccer like every day. So eventually I kind of started to like cross country more, and I started slacking on some of my soccer training. But now I'm like turning on that switch for soccer. But I really do like running a lot.
Will y'all be attending the meet coming up?
No.
Yeah.
But you guys are going to be in the Nike meet, you said, right?
Yeah.
So you still got one more. Yeah.
What is the Nike meet?
The Nike meet is whenever a bunch of schools who were invited by Nike go to Texas, I think Houston.
College Station.
And they all run in like I'm not sure the course since this is my first year about cross country, but I heard it was like really fun. I think it's 3 miles, and I heard it's also pretty difficult too.
Cool.
Good. College Station?
Yeah.
Going back to your roots or?
Back to my roots.
Back there?
You're from College Station?
That's where I went to school.
Oh, you went to A&M. Okay.
Well, what you thought about that game, real quick?
It was a good game.
Yeah,
No,
I
it wasn't.
enjoyed it too.
It was not a good game at all.
we enjoyed it. Getting back to Coach Zach for a second. What are some things you're looking at to? What is a goal? Like you got? Do y'all have a sheet where I don't know, like swimming does? They have a heat sheet and stuff going into a meet. Do y'all know the competition yet for regionals?
Yeah, we've been kind of tracking them, and Edie White's going to be tough to beat, but Josh has a good chance. I think he's ranked 2nd or 3rd in our region.
So do y'all have like a shot at getting? How does a team qualify, like to make it to state as a team?
It's the top 6 teams make it to state.
And how many teams at this regional? Offhand about?
Probably 20.
So the top 6 as a team get to qualify.
Yeah, we're in a good spot there.
The weather's getting a little colder. We've talked a little bit about the difference between hot and cold weather running. I know the boys don't like to run in 100-degree weather. No one does. But I know that the boys probably also don't like to run when it's 40 degrees either, because that's a whole different animal there. Those lungs start burning. So how have y'all dealt with the weather change where it's been a little cooler and it's been a little bit, less hot, so to speak, and the season has changed?
I love the weather. I love the winter. I really love the winter. It is harder to breathe, but I really enjoy it since I've been playing soccer for 4 years, and I've been having to play in winter for a long time. So it hasn't really personally affected me for cross country since I guess since in cross country you do have to focus on your breathing, considering you're running for a long amount of time. But personally for me, I love the winter, and I just can't. I mean, it's Christmas, so it just that gets me getting my head and everything. So.
Well, that's a good point you bring it up. Where you in soccer is a cold weather sport, so it probably gives you an advantage maybe over someone that's not used to the cold weather.
Absolutely.
What we got?
Oh yeah, question for you. What are some of your goals for this week at Regions? What are some of the things you're trying to accomplish?
I'm just trying to go for another PR, because last time I was at Highland, I ended up PRing, getting a new record for me. So I'm trying to get another record again.
So that leads to a good follow-up question. Like I know, like a baseball player, they'll say, hey, if I'm facing a certain pitcher, sometimes, things feel good, or if I'm at a certain park or whatever. You just mentioned you PR'd at this course. Is that a thing where sometimes a course just kind of makes you feel good?
Yeah. Highland is one of my favorite courses. It's even though it has the big hills that it has and the course is rough, I enjoy it a lot. To me, it's a fun course, even though it's difficult. And so far, I have not failed to PR on it yet.
Wow. So. Okay, that's awesome, man.
I believe we asked this last time. Favorite subject in school?
Favorite subject? Probably U.S. history right now at the moment.
Go down the line. Favorite subject?
It's probably gonna be dual enrollment right now.
Okay.
For me, it was definitely math. I don't take math anymore because I finished it early, but it was definitely math because I had a lot of good teachers in math.
This dude has some personality, I could tell. You're offensive guy or defensive guy in soccer?
Offense.
You have a celebration when you score a goal?
Yeah.
Can we see it?
It's like if you were taking a photo, you'd be doing like this. Or if I score 3 goals, it'd be like this, throwing the 3 goals.
Coach Russo maybe let us know if 3 goals is a possibility for you in a game this year.
If I scored 3 goals. Dang. Any other celebrations here? Well, you're not in soccer.
You're a defensive player, huh? You got big boy ass. You a defensive. Okay. So you trying to stop them from scoring?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And y'all both seniors, correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
All right. And what grade? I forgot. Sophomore.
Sophomore.
You still have 2 more years.
Give him the mic for a second. You're a sophomore. What's it like every day watching Josh Gidger run? He's a specimen.
Oh, it's amazing.
Right. So like you learn from a guy like that. And we've had some of your teammates on, they say like he's really good at like instilling confidence in the other runners. As a sophomore, what have you learned from watching him run this season?
I've learned a lot. Like, he's been helping me recently. I am difficult with heel striking, which is whenever my heel hits the floor before the rest of my foot, which isn't the best running form. And he's been helping me out with that a lot, to give me tips on trying to how to fix that. So.
Is that like an injury thing? Like you're trying to not do that to not get hurt, or is it just?
It's supposedly landing more on your midfoot or the right here of your foot is more proper form and will help like increase speed.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck at the regional meet, and I hope y'all have fun at the that meet, the Nike meet coming up. And thank you all for coming this evening. Coach, keep up the good work, man. Hopefully in 2 weeks we're going to have some state meet results. Or when is the state meet?
State meet is on the 17th of November.
And I believe we are here to.
Yeah, so 16. They'll be out. They'll be at the state meet next time we're here.
Yeah. Well, just let us know how y'all do, and we'll relay down here. Thanks, guys, so much.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Y'all time at your next meet.
Thank you.
All right, that was cross country. Coach Eric Zach does a great job of building up that program back where it needs to be, where we're going to hopefully have some state winners coming up in the near. Take a break. When we get back from the break, we're going to have Coach Corey Callais talking about the swim team right here on Inside Tarpon Athletics on KLEB. Back. Coach Brian Callais here with Casey Gisclair. I want to thank sponsors at the station, Peak Performance, Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber, Maxed Outdoors for sponsoring Inside Tarpon Athletics, being part of our team here, talking sports at South Lafourche High School. Next, we have at the table Coach Corey Callais, head swim team coach. How are we doing this evening?
Oh, we're doing good. Doing good.
Last time we had you on, we're getting ready to get into a district meet, I believe.
Yes.
I believe y'all were at the district meet.
We were at the district meet last time.
Had our last time.
Yes.
Fill us in, how things went.
Look, I mean, as far as the kids coming out and swimming, they swam great for the district meet. We can talk about our girls first. Girls, we hit a lot of PRs. Like we had talked earlier in the season, the numbers game just absolutely killed us with 10 girls. We ended up coming out 5th in district, which I have one senior girl. So most of our girls are freshmen and sophomores. Wow. A good bit of, we have a few juniors. So that's a promising future. Our boys, we felt so confident going in. We've been looking and trying to place people where we can score, and I'd even told it to Coach Pogge. I said, I think I got them figured out. Well, we had it figured out, and I had two of my boys that were out for the district meet. That was one of my top boys was out injured, and then I had one of my distance swimmers who was at a FFA function in northern Louisiana. So we ended up losing the meet to Thibodeau by 7 points, which in a meet that's almost scoring, that's 2,000 points being scored. We lost 295 to 288. So but I was really excited how the kids swam. That the one who was injured, he's a junior, and I had to replace him with a freshman. Freshman was real nervous, but he came out and he swam great on the relays.
And talk about the struggle it is with having only 10 people on the roster.
It's a big struggle. You want to try and place people where they can score the best. But with the girls group, with only 10 in a district meet, you could put 4 kids in each event. I was able to place 2. So I'm trying to score 2 kids against 4 kids, and it doesn't happen. You can come out first and second in an event with 2. Well, if another team has a 3rd, a 5th, 6th, or 7th place, they outscore you, by 10 points. You're scoring 16 places, so it's really tough.
It might be okay for individual results, but for a team result, really hurts you.
Yes, it's real difficult.
And, looking at that, even with the 10, you were only 12.5 points away from 3rd in the district. For the limited roster size, the girls that you had that did swim very well.
Oh, yes. Like I said, we hit a lot of PRs. They went out, and, that's what I told them before the meet. I said, guys, it's another meet. You just go. You're racing against the clock.
Yep.
That's all you're worried about. And, they went out, swam very well. And, like you said, it was very, very close. In the central, that little part in the middle of the pack. The two Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt and Terrebonne, they have, much bigger teams. It's a testament to them. They have the numbers that are out. That's what we said. It's a numbers game, and it just this year our numbers are low, and it came back to haunt us.
Yep. The weather's cooling off. How does that affect your practice?
Right now we can't practice outdoors. It's been, it's really, really cold. Luckily for us, we have we've been doing this for a few years. We have a local business that has an indoor training facility, and we go in there 4 days a week now, and get some laps. It's a 12.5-yard pool. We used to 25, so we just getting our laps in, trying to stay in some kind of condition for that meet.
Without that option, how would you practice?
Look, it's rough. I mean, a few years ago, these kids, we'd go through school, we would meet and we'd drive to Thibodeau,
wow.
4 days a week to practice there, to try and get some work in. But, now with Thibodeau Regional having that year-round program and stuff like that, we just can't get in. So we have to make do with what we can. And, luckily we have an option. So we're actually able to stay in the water. Now, I mean, it's going to affect us at state. Just, with our flip turns might be better because we're doing double the flip turns. But like I said, what's good about state this year, I'm going with 12 kids. Out of those 12 kids, I have one senior. I have 4 freshmen.
That's really good.
So, we're going to go this year and try and get some experience for a lot of these kids. Because, some of the older kids that have been there have told them, we're going to swim in a $1 million facility. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful space. So the first time you walk in and, just everybody's in awe. So it's good that they get this experience as a freshman.
Let me ask you this. So, this, coaching boys and coaching girls is 2 different animals. You are doing it on the same sport at the same time. Like, do you kind of have to coach them differently during the same meet? Like, we asked Damien, because he coaches boys and girls at Golden Meadow. He says, after the girls' game ends, I have to shift into a different person before the boys' game starts. Do you find yourself having to do some of that while you're coaching swimming?
Not really. In practice, you'd be amazed that some of the girls, push some of those boys.
Come on.
It's like, oh, you want to race? Well, let's go ahead. And it's with swimming. It's like I said, it's more individual than it is team.
Yeah.
So, in a meet, you can scream all you want. You can do this all you want. They're under the water.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Your actual coaching will come in practice, trying to get them ready, giving them those workouts and stuff, so that we can stay in shape, try and get them quicker, try and work out a little technique here, a little technique there. But that's the one thing. I mean, we don't treat them any different between the boys, the girls. They get up and they push themselves.
There you go.
When the state meet coming up?
The state meet is on November 21st and 22nd, the weekend before Thanksgiving. So we're going to be heading to Sulphur.
So it's the week before Thanksgiving.
Yes, the week before, the weekend before.
Again, how many athletes you taking with you?
We have 12. We have 6 boys and 6 girls.
Oh, that's cool.
That are going to be coming. So, and like I said, it's a young group. I mean, you can see. I mean, there's a lot more 9s than there are 12s on this list. So, we're gonna go out. We're gonna do the best we can and get some experience. The big thing I want them to do is, enjoy. This is something they earned. You have to hit those state times. So,
it's a sense of accomplishment, knowing there's a certain mark where you got to get,
right,
and they achieved that to get to the state meet.
Yes. It's. I mean, the competition is just unbelievable. I mean, last year we had 2 of our swimmers that were able for individual events to qualify for the finals. Which, in years past everybody made it, but the way the divisions are set up, with all these new private schools, charter schools, They all seem to be in our division now. Last year's meet, they would announce, this one from this school. I've never heard of this school before, and that's what it is. It's, it's swimming has become a year-round thing, and we just can't do it. So,
well, Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Not a problem.
Best of luck. Ended up in a couple of weeks at the state meet. Hopefully, you can get some boys and girls to perform their best. At least beat their time.
Their PR. That's all I'm asking.
There you go.
Yep. All right, it was Coach Corey Callais, head swim team coach, South Rouge High School. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we get back, we're going to have Coach Chandler Guitros with a couple of varsity football players here on Inside Tarpon Athletics. We're back in 2 minutes right here on KLEB. Inside Tarpon Athletics. We had spars at this station, Highway 3235 in Cutoff. Next up at the table, we got Coach Chandler Guitros with varsity football players. Coach, first of all, how we doing this evening?
Hey, doing well. How are y'all?
Good, man. Look, big win last week. Just talk us through that game.
Yeah, look, definitely feel like we kind of peaking at that right time, especially on our side of the ball. I thought that since the Thibodeau game, this is probably the best game we played since week 1. Guys rallying to the football, a lot of max effort plays, no mental bust, no coverage bust. We kind of stayed on top of everything, and when you have 11 hats running to the ball, you have that opportunity for turnovers, and these guys right here were able to create that throughout the night.
Let's talk about the opponent coming up on Friday, Lutcher. High school always going to have athletes. They're going to be well coached. What are some things you've seen on film from Lutcher?
Yeah, a lot of speed, man. They're fast. They have a couple of guys that could change the game if you let them. So we have to do a really good job of gang tackling. We see them on film against a team like E.D. White that are making guys miss in space. So we understand that we have to have 11 hats running to the ball. We have to be able to get lined up. They do a lot formation-wise. But as far as play-wise, it's kind of the same thing with a lot of different looks. So as long as our guys, are able to follow the game plan and, be able to get lined up and play with that max effort like they've been playing with, we'll have a good shot.
Is that something you see on film while you're watching film and you got to say, hey, well, wait a minute, they're doing this against E.D. White or they're doing this against a certain team to try and figure out because it's hard on tape how good someone may be. Yeah. It depends the opponent they're going against, right?
Yeah, absolutely it does. And, you look at teams that kind of play a similar style to you a lot of time, like there are certain, not to name a team, so, and if Coach Forsythe's listening to this or whatever on that end, helping those guys out. But no, if a base defense like we run, if they play somebody similar, you definitely use that film, even though it's not the same athletes per se, to kind of see what they would do against that type of look.
Let's go ahead. You got questions for Coach?
Yeah. Talk to me about in the Ellender game. You guys were doing a really good job early in the game, complimenting the offense. The offense was struggling a little bit, and you guys were getting them the ball back with short fields, and that's what Coach Young has been saying he's been wanting to see, and you guys provided that. I thought there was an awesome performance from the defense. Tell me about that.
Yeah, look, being able to have the whole staff together for the first time in 14 days, and look, we got really good players, and you got 3 of them right here, really good players. They bought into the game plan, and I said it on Friday. That entire week of practice, you could see that performance coming. That wasn't just something they turn on the lights Friday, you show up and you perform. These guys throughout the week were getting the better of our offense whenever we would go ones-on-ones that early part of practice. So you definitely saw that momentum build. These guys came in confident and they delivered under those lights.
Awesome.
Well, let's talk to the guys who make it happen on Friday night. Go ahead, position.
I'm Joao. I play outside linebacker.
Torres, and I play free safety. Rez Due, and I play strong safety.
All right, so we've got 3 defensive guys with us here tonight. Let's just talk about the different attitude y'all have this year on defense compared to maybe 1 or 2 years ago.
This year is a lot more organized. We're a lot better coached this year. Last year it was less. Like, it wasn't really focused on us much.
What are some things y'all seen attitude-wise with the defense?
I think our new head coach, Michael Woods, he brings a lot of energy to the field, and I really think that contributes to how we play on the field, especially against Ellender. It really shows what he does for us. So.
I feel like also like the new coach, I mean, we got to do like new things like we didn't do last year. Like he needs our film. Everybody got to watch our film. The day before the game, pre-game, after walkthrough, you got to take a test on the opponent. You got to know all the formations, all that. I mean, he just sets us up to be prepared, and it's on us if we don't do what we're supposed to do.
And talk about that, how important it is to watch film. You know, because nowadays it's all over with a huddle. Just the importance of watching film, knowing who you got to tackle, right, in games.
Yeah, like me, from my position, I got to know, like, sometimes I play down, I'll play what Joao does. I'm setting the edge. I got to know what formation, like if they're in pistol, Semino, just 2 backs. I mean, I got to know if I'm down. I got to know if it's trips or they motion. I just got to know that. So, yeah, it's important.
Joao, it felt like on Friday, you guys, I don't know what it was, just the physicality was just a different level. You guys were hitting harder, were flying to the ball. So many times, Coach Callais and I were even saying, like, we don't even know who made the tackle because all 11 guys made the tackle. And Coach Chandler just said that started in practice. What was it this past week that just kind of made it click a little bit?
Well, the game before, like, we were missing tackles. We weren't really all gathering to the ball, so Coach really pushed that on us that week, that we had to rally to the ball and not let anyone break our tackles.
Yep.
And look, y'all have been through this. Talk about the importance of summer conditioning and in the weight room. I'm looking at 3 of you guys here.
Y'all put together.
It is amazing from just 2 or 3 years ago to what y'all have right now. You can tell the hard work y'all putting in is showing off.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things is the off season. You have to get stronger, faster. You have to improve.
Let me ask you guys this, and anybody could take this. You guys see Friday your quarterback break an individual record. You guys have been with Josh y'all's whole career. How happy were you guys? Because I saw the entire sideline was jumping up and down. Y'all were all fired up. Whenever Haven finally gets pushed into the end zone and Josh breaks that record, I'm sure everybody was hyped up, right?
Yeah, that was amazing. It's amazing to see all that. I was really happy for him.
That's awesome.
Well, do y'all, you can pass it down. Do y'all take kind of pride in Josh breaking that record? Because a piece of that record has to be with you guys because he's going up against y'all 3, right, every day in practice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's got to get him better.
Yeah, we really push him to play his best at practice. We give it our all.
I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day, we just do we scrimmage each other. They do third downs, 2-minute drill, all the red zone, stuff like that. And especially in the summer when you weren't trying to prep for the other team and you were just practicing. He got us better as a defense and we pushed him as hard as we can. And I feel like we both, offense and defense, got better.
Team speed of Letcher. They've got a lot of guys that are very fast, as Coach Guitros was saying. How important is it that you guys don't let those guys ever get rolling and kind of stop them before they ever get the engine started?
We definitely have to make sure that we contain the edge, and we can't let anybody run the ball on us. I think a big part in stopping Letcher and these guys that they have is going to be all 11 of us are rallying to the ball and making sure that we run our feet and we don't stop. To be honest, I'm not really worried. I think if we play like we did last week and the other few games we did where our defense did well, I think Letcher shouldn't be the problem. And if the offense executes, then I can see us having a home playoff game.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome for sure.
Is that something, one of y'all goals, maybe to have a home playoff game? Is that before the season started? Maybe y'all set that as a goal? Y'all want to play a home playoff game?
Yeah, that was our goal. Yeah, that was definitely one of our goals that we had.
How is it playing in front of these big crowds y'all been having? Because the stadium is packed every Friday night. How is it? Does it give y'all extra juice to get going?
Yeah, it's a great feeling to feel all the crowd cheering for you. It really pumps you and gets your adrenaline running for the game.
Let me ask all of you guys this. I don't know if y'all know this or not. Before Coach Woods ever was in coaching, he worked at a newspaper with me. He was a newspaper salesperson. That's how I got to know him. But I know from this, the dude is nuts, but nuts in a good way. Funny, he's very outgoing, a lot of energy. What's it like to play for a dude that is always he's always moving, always when you guys get a turnover running on the field, he just always is bringing that energy.
It's great. There's never we can never be flat. He always makes us be pumped and ready to play.
Awesome.
How many years he worked with you?
Enough that he realized right away, hey, I got to go do something else. I can't work with this dude anymore.
He got Employee of the Year how many times over you? 4?
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, well. What is the key to victory on Friday night from the defensive side? What do y'all have to do well to come away with a victory?
All 11 to the ball, no broken tackles.
Everybody they just got to do their job. Everybody the linebackers got to read their keys. We got to contain the edge. We can't let no one get past us. You got to stay under coverage, can't blow coverage. As long as we do that and we stick to the game plan that Wood still has us for, Letcher will be good.
And talk about how difficult that is. I know a lot of people say it's just like player speak, I guess, where everybody's got to do their job. But how difficult it is in a game if the ball maybe be running away from you, for you to stay home in your spot to make sure you protect in any counter plays. How hard is that to make sure, I want to go hit this guy, but I got to stay in my position and maybe not be in the tackle, but I got to do my job to make sure the counter doesn't come my way.
Yeah, it is hard because, for example, when me and Joao we gotta set the edge and can't let no one get outside us. It's hard because I see them or they do a counter. I see them and I know I want to go get this guy, but I gotta stay there because if I don't, then he could get outside and then it's a house call. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's easier said than done, right? A lot of people, do your job, but it's a lot easier to say it.
For sure.
Well, Coach, getting back to you, what do you think some keys for victory on Friday night? Let's just talk on the defensive side. What are things you got to do well?
Yeah, just about us creating turnovers, man. And what these guys are talking about, 11 hats to the ball, that creates havoc. That creates a press on the offensive side. if we're flying around, if that ball hits the ground, it's not as simple as let me jump back on it whenever you got what's going to be 5 to 6 to 7, 8 white shirts all around you. So getting back to the huddle, and I think that I want to tip my hat to Yair Torres right here. He's done a great job all season as that free safety, that last line of defense of getting us back to the huddle.
Yep.
Big plays that in years past would have been touchdowns that are just, here we go again, strike up the band. We got a guy like that on that very back end that doesn't quit, that runs to the ball and has saved a lot of touchdowns. And it's high school kids, man. You get them back to the huddle. There could be a drop snap or the quarterback makes a mistake. The more snaps they got to run to score, advantage Tarpons.
And a personal level, how does it feel to coach these three guys? Because I've been saying it since they came in as freshmen. They have that it factor. They have it, and they're coachable. They like playing football. They're very knowledgeable of the game. They get along with each other, and they hold each other accountable.
Yep.
How is that to work with these three guys?
Yeah, look, it's special, and I was blessed that whenever I got back into football that I asked Coach Young to just coach the freshmen and have more time with the head baseball job. And this was one of my first groups, and they've been special since the day they stepped on campus. This is one of the three best, whenever they were freshmen, one of the three best freshman groups that I had been around, kind of matching up with that senior class of 2018 and of 2022. Just the talent jumped off the page. They've been tremendous, and they moved around. Whenever they were freshmen, Yair was a defensive end. Rest was a running back. And Joao, I think, is kind of the only one that's kind of stayed, kind of playing a similar position. But they've just grown, and you see, like you said, their bodies change, the hard work they put in, and just three tremendous young men right here. We couldn't ask for better kids to represent our program.
Now, when y'all were in summer, the dog days of summer, hot, waking up early, is all that hard work paying off for you guys?
Yes, I definitely think all the hard work that we went through in the summer definitely paid off, and it shows on the field. I don't really feel tired at all, and maybe just a little quick shot of water, and I feel like I'm right back in the game.
We would work out, and then on every week 110s. You gotta do that. That was tough. That, and then all the just practicing as well. It's hard.
You go through all the summer months, and when school starts, how fast did this season go? We already at week 10. Does it seem like it just flew by?
Yeah, I kind of felt like it went too fast. I still think about the Thibodeau game, honestly, but and now we got to look towards playoffs. So yeah, it did go fast.
And you bringing up Thibodeau, that's a team you may get matched up with in the first round. Would that be a welcome game?
Yeah, I would like to play them again.
I would like to see you guys play them again.
It could happen.
I have one non-football question for you, Mr. DeWitt. Your mother provides us with these sugar cookies all the time. They're absolutely delicious. They're the best in the world. But she tells us you don't eat them. What the hell's wrong with you?
No, I do eat them. It's just so she, whatever she does, I don't know. I think she got a recipe from her great grandma, family. And I don't know.
You've had them so much? Yeah. I got you. Good problem to have, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's not my problem. I ate 7 the other night. My wife fussed like there was no tomorrow. And I'll eat 7 again if she brings some more.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. Well, guys, thanks so much for coming here this evening. Best of luck on Friday night. Most importantly, best of luck in the playoffs. Hopefully, y'all can get that playoff game at home, which y'all deserve. Y'all worked hard enough. Get that home playoff game, and let's see what happens in the playoffs. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Keep up the good work, fellas.
We'll be chatting with you soon.
Thank y'all.
All right, that was Tarpon football. Big matchup on Friday night at Lutcher, and hopefully they can come away with a victory, and who knows, with a little bit of help, can have a home playoff game. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We get back, we're going to talk some boys soccer with Coach Lonnie Roos. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics. We want to thank the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation and Lafourche Parish Fire District Number 3 for being part of our team. on Inside Tarpon Athletics. We're back in 2 minutes on KLEB.
Last time the Cowboys were really strong, I was y'all age.
Welcome back to Inside Tarpon Athletics. We're here at Spars at the station talking some Tarpon Athletics. Our last segment for the show, we're going to talk to Coach Lonnie Roos, boys soccer. Coach, thanks for joining us. How are we doing this evening?
We're doing great. I'm really honored and pleased to be here this evening. I've got 3 of my players. 2 you've already heard from earlier because they're also in cross country. And I guess I can introduce them. I've got my captain, Jason Barrios, right here. I've got Angel Chubb, who is one of our leading midfielders. And, of course, I have Talon Tran, who is like one of our really strong defensive players.
That's the 2 that should have played football, right? Unbelievable.
He's never going to let you guys hear the end of that.
No, unbelievable. Coach, talk to us about the beginning of soccer. How has practice been going?
Practice has been going really, really well. As a matter of fact, I've got many players. I have to start looking for some JV tournaments. I have to start looking for, even if I can find a freshman tournament.
Wow.
Because I've got so many young players that are interested in the game that have talent. It's not just kids that want to come out and, I want to learn the game. These are children that are coming out and they actually have some skills and some skill sets. As a matter of fact, many of our upperclassmen, they need to watch, because if they're not careful, if they decide to slack, we're going to have a really young team out there on the field this year.
Have you seen that over the years where the popularity of soccer, especially in our area, is increasing?
It definitely has. I can remember the first year that I had. I was originally a girls soccer coach, and you could count the fans on one hand that were out there in the stadium. And as of last year, it was quite common to see, at least 125, 150 people up there in the fans.
That's good.
Up in the stands. They're just rooting on the team. Even in the worst of weather, we'd still have a really decent crowd. and it's kind of difficult. Like, everywhere else down here. I'm not gonna mention any particular business establishments, but it's hard to walk into some of them without somebody. It's like, oh wait, you're the soccer coach. I'd love to talk to you about. And it's like, I'm stuck in there for an hour having a conversation, which is great.
Yep. Let's get to your players. Again, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know what grade you're in.
Jason Barrios, senior.
Jason, how did it come about that you were named captain?
I felt very honored about being named captain. It's a great thing to be. I'm a leader, so I set a tone for the rest of the players. And
what are some of the responsibilities as captain?
Well, again, like I said, I have to set a tone for them. They look up to me, and I have to keep them in check at school, on the field, and like a regular day basis. I tell them, I give them advice and everything.
And I can see you two counterparts here, where the two that should be playing football.
They're playing football.
I see
the other football.
I see as you speak, and they're nodding their heads in agreement. So I think Coach Ruse just from the 2 minutes here, did a great job naming you captain. That's something that you have to take pride in.
Yes, sir.
One of the things I can honestly say about Jason, last year, I had two really outstanding captains, but Jason was always there. He would listen, he would help coach, he would help instruct. He found weaker players that needed some extra, and he just gave of himself. So at the end of the season, I told him, I said, son, everything I've seen, the growth I've seen in you for the last 3 years, I said, you need to step up. You're going to be captain. And he has not let me down.
Let me ask you, the players or Coach Ruse, anybody could take this one. Every other sport, just about, if there's an adjustment made or if there's a change in momentum or whatever, you could call a timeout and you could try to nip it in the bud. Soccer's different. If there's something that happens in the 10-minute mark, you guys have 30 more minutes nonstop to go. You could do something like subbing here and there, whatever, to try to slow the pace down, but you're still going to be rolling. What's that like? It's such a unique thing where the game never stops.
From a coach's position, it's a nightmare. Substitution is our primary tool, and I can send people in temporarily, pull someone off, give instructions. That's where it becomes really key to have a good captain and good co-captains at each level. If the difficulty is going to occur in the midfield, I know Angel right here, he's got the experience. He can take the younger players and quickly tell them, do this, do that. Jason right here, anywhere on the field, he can direct. In the case for talent on defense, when it comes to defensive line, just what I've seen in practices so far, we have an incredibly good defensive line that can literally respond and quickly adjust. They know their positions, know their plays, and know their patterns. When things do shift, and we're going to see it the first time, of course, when we're actually go into an actual game as opposed to just simply scrimmaging. But even with the scrimmaging, our second string, for lack of a better phrase, when we put that offense against our first string defense, they give our defense a challenge. They don't play back, they don't hold back, and it does force them to actually focus and concentrate on what they need to do. And that's one of the things I can say. It's a blessing for having these three gentlemen, because they know how to adjust. They make a coach's life a lot easier.
Question for all three, y'all. Individual and team goal. What is an individual goal you may have for this season in soccer, and a team goal?
An individual goal I have is to break the assisting record, the record for assists. And team goal, my goal is to make it a state. That's awesome. A goal I have.
That's awesome.
My individual goal is to break the 30 goal record, or just my own milestone. The team goal is, one of my captains from my previous years told me that if I don't believe that our team is going to be able to make it far, at least try to develop our the next team for next year. Because as Coach Ruse was saying, we do have a lot of talent, and we also have a lot of underclassmen. And when I was underclassmen, my captains, they all taught me how to be humble, how to be, not to play don't foul, good sportsmanship, and I believe that we should all grow each year until eventually when it's their senior year, they have somebody that looks up to them, and I just want my team to grow.
How many short are you from the 30 goals? How many do you need?
Well, I'm starting fresh this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you want it in a season? I thought it was a career mark.
No.
Okay, I got you.
My individual goal is to possibly get a college offer anywhere in my team. I want to bring home a trophy to Salafouche and to make it forward to the playoffs this year.
Coach, do y'all compete in a district?
We do have a district, and we do get named, quote, whether or not it's a district championship. Of course, it's just a name and name only. We don't actually have any kind. We do play in for sure we have one tournament. I'm trying to get in a couple of others, plus with the number of young people that we have, I want to get a few little JV tournaments going. Last year, we came incredibly close to winning the TARPON tournament. Matter of fact, we were 1 goal short.
Wow.
And the players, they took it hard. I told them, I said, guys, y'all played fantastic. I said, I'm very proud of you. You know, the first words, Coach, we didn't bring home the trophy. That's the big thing. They want to bring home that trophy to the school. They want to show the school and the community, this is what Tarpon Athletics is about.
I like that.
You mentioned sportsmanship. How important it is to have good sportsmanship in soccer, because you see, even on TV and all, you see these yellow cards, red cards, whatever they flashing. How important it is to stay and have good sportsmanship.
In my opinion, it's very important because, like, you could say like one bad thing and to the wrong person, and they're gonna take it personal. And on the field, it's like the team has everyone's back for the opponent, for your team. So if you say it to like the wrong person, something can happen to you. And the refs, for instance, they know how to ref good, and they're always gonna make that call.
So I actually have a story. My sophomore year, I think we were playing against a team from New Orleans. My older brother, who used to play, he graduated my sophomore year. He, I believe, one of the players was talking smack or something like that, and eventually it got into I think a shoving fight or something like that, and then it got to like physical, like fists were being thrown, and then there was like the whole other team started surrounding him, and I wasn't able to see what much happened because it was very foggy that day. But all I know is that my brother got a red card, and he had to do like all that kind of like I think he had to write I don't know, he got like a sheet of paper or something. But it just shows that like if you're playing a really toxic team, you have to show good sportsmanship, or else it could get into like a physical altercation or something like that.
Don't stoop to their level.
Well, one of the things I can definitely say for that particular year and this particular team, when other teams decide to go low, this team has always risen above. That particular incident he was talking about, literally where they cleared their bench, my bench held position and allowed the referees to do what they were supposed to do. And the refs did an outstanding job.
Awesome. I don't know if I was there or not. I know a few times I had to deal with issues.
That was a year after you enjoyed that big R, sir, the retirement.
Yes, well, still enjoying it.
I'm in year 39. I'm headed there myself.
I have a question. In soccer, you're always as good as your goalie. You got to have a good one to have a great team. Tell us about what you got in the net this year.
Okay, we have a goalie and we have a backup goalie. Our backup goalie has been practicing with us because our goalie, fortunately or unfortunately, depending upon your perspective, is also on the football team.
Okay.
And like I told him, I'm there, I said, hey, y'all go win a state championship.
Yeah.
I said, we have a backup goalie. We have someone to fill your shoes. I said, can't replace your shoes, but fill your shoes. My goalie is Mr. Elliot Sheremy.
Okay, yeah.
And Elliot, I mean, he's earned his way up since freshman year. I mean, he's earned his right to be there. He is definitely he's got good instincts, and he's got something every goalie wishes they were: tall.
Good hands. He's a receiver.
That was my question. When choosing a goalie, do you look for somebody that has some height? Because I remember the Chasson kid was your goalie for several years.
Mm-hmm. We look generally for someone who has the skill set, and then height is a secondary characteristic. In some cases, for example, I've had some players that were well over 6 feet tall, but they couldn't move, they couldn't get into position and so forth. I had one goalie one year, I want to say he broke 5'5" as far as his height. But he had a good standing leap, and he could run across. He had great instincts. He knew how to read the hips of the opposing player, the attacker, and you would say, okay, he's headed here, he's headed there. 90% of the time, he was right. And like I told him, I said, I can't ask for better than that. I said, because back when I used to get in the goal, I was happy with a 70%.
All right, let's wrap things up here real quick. We're going to go down the row again. Give us a prediction. How many games y'all going to win this year?
My goal is to win every single game.
My man.
Well, good, great goal, but how many is that going to be?
How much games do we play?
Well, right now we're at 17, but I'm still adding to the schedule.
17-0.
21, including playoffs.
Nice.
I like these guys, man.
Yeah. Undefeated this year.
I like these guys. Okay.
I'm going to hold y'all to that.
Y'all thinking like football players out there. You know that?
Well, look, not to poke fun. The only one that didn't mention playoffs is my Cowboys fan over here, because we don't do playoffs in Dallas, unfortunately. So.
Well, real quick, we got a Patriot Marine Services scoreboard update.
Yeah, we don't need to give that out.
Yes, Cardinals 10, Cowboys 0 by Patriot Marine Services.
Thanks for that, Brian.
I'm here to help, buddy. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck this coming soccer season. I hope y'all reach those goals, and if not, come close to them. Get a playoff game, and then you see what happens in the playoffs. All right, that was Coach Ryan Roos and his guys. You can see why Coach Roos is enjoying coaching soccer with these three fine gentlemen.
Good kids,
very
man.
Well spoken.
Good kids.
Wish y'all the best of luck. That'll wrap it up for us tonight. Remind everyone we have play-by-play tomorrow, noon to 2 o'clock. We're going to be talking more high school sports. It's our PowerPoint Tuesday.
PowerPoint Tuesday. We're going to let everybody know where the Tarpons sit in the power ratings, all that good stuff. Going to be a fun show tomorrow.
We may even give our predictions who they're going to play.
Yep.
With a win or a loss. That'll do it here from Spars at the station. This was Inside Tarpon Athletics. Hope everyone has a good evening. Keep it tuned right here to KLEB. Good night, everyone.
Good night.